It's a beautiful sound.
I know.
Can't put my finger on it, though.
It's like a...
Like...
I can't remember.
You deserved it.
I didn't.
Of course, I felt a bit bad. I'm not that psychotic that I would just look at him and laugh, but, you know, I looked at him like, you deserved it.
I wasn't afraid exactly. I just laid there, helpless until I stood up. I knew it when I saw him, yeah? Knew that look. Knew what he was going to do.
There is a moment. I tell the police that I just saw red and don't remember anything, but that's not true. I remember it very well, and I thought for maybe 15 seconds if I was mulling it over.
It surprises you how hard you hit. You don't know if that's the plan. Don't know how much control you have over it.
You can't somehow punch someone gently, if that makes sense. You just put all your body into it, and I don't know.
I ain't the sort to go looking around for a fight.
Anymore.
It just happens if it happens. Just unlucky to get into it, I guess. You don't always remember the fight. Everything happens so quick.
It feels so good. 10 out of 10. This is something everyone should experience, at least in training, like boxing. There is some feeling, some outlet when you punch someone instead of a punching bag.
Afterwards you think, damn, because you saw his head slammed the pavement, just bounced on the concrete, and you think, is he dead or got a concussion?
But still, less than you think, damn, I just fucking knocked that guy to the ground.
I know what you're feeling, but it's a lie. You can't let it trick you.
But this power, it's surprising. I never looked at myself as a strong guy before, but there is just this enormous amount of force that you can command.
They look at each other.
I don't particularly remember the weather. Just remember thinking, psyching myself up, and I was a little excited. I don't know if I'm a psychopath for admitting that.
I don't feel shame for it. It is who I am. But now I'm just like, what were you doing, you know? I'm not proud of it, but today, because I've turned the page completely, I never get into trouble now, you know? More or less, or just next to nothing. Now I just think of the moments where it could have been dealt with differently.
I don't feel shame for it either.
How can I make you see?
Roy climbs onto the punching bag and hangs on for as long as he can.
For me, it was a very pleasant experience and satisfying. But the biggest issue was that it was a year and a half, where there was just this endless hassle, you know? The police, going to the police station and meeting you, going in front of a judge. The process was so insanely long, and the entire year I just had a knot in my stomach each time.
The phone calls.
The phone calls?
Yeah.
From the police.
Then you'll understand.
Connor starts punching the bag with Roy on it.
I got scared every time the phone rang for a year and a half. If someone called, because it happened once or twice, that you picked up the phone, and it was like...
Hello, this is Officer James Pilther from the police in wherever.
And then you were shitting your pants.
It'll work because it's more the repercussions and punch itself. People don't understand that until it happens. It's the little things, getting the calls from the police, yeah? Trying to contact you, trying to call your workplace. You're not afraid of anything, but you're afraid of that.
Please, don't.
They stare at each other. The judge enters.
Gentlemen, the court will now hear your case. Roy, the floor is yours.
Your Honour, I present the doctor's report.
Connor rips the papers from the punching bag and hands them to Roy.
Can you read this for me, please?
3 broken teeth in the upper jaw, bruising of the cheek, and a broken vein in the eye.
I work as a head receptionist at a hotel, and I couldn't work for about a month. I'm seeking reimbursement for lost work and medical expenses.
Noted.
Is it true that we have not seen each other for over 10 years?
That is true.
Did we speak prior to you punching me?
No.
So you just walked up to me, a stranger at this point, and punched me in the face?
I did.
In front of my daughter?
Why does that matter?
So you admit to punching me?
I do, and I'm glad I did it.
Judge, is there anything else you need to hear?
No, this sounds pretty straightforward.
Can I also interview him?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honour. Is it true that you bullied me as a child?
It is.
Is it true that you used to wait for me on the corner close to our school, every time for years, waiting for me, your victim?
Yes.
You see, it wasn't just physical, and honestly, I could deal with the punching. It was everything else leading up to it, following it. But the physical aspect was always there, of course. Can you remember for the court, what was the worst thing you did to me?
I cannot.
Is it because there are so many examples to choose from?
No.
But you just admitted to bullying. Are you now refuting your claim?
No.
Then tell the court what pops into your mind when you think about your delinquent days.
I think it was when I stole and broke your new bike that you were bragging about.
I'd forgotten about that. That is merely one example of what this man did to me and to others. I present to the court sworn testimony from multiple people that all claim to have been bullied by the accuser.
Roy takes the document off the punching bag and hands them to the judge.
Hold on, that's not allowed.
The court will see the evidence.
You can't justify this because of things that happened 10 years ago.
Sir, another outburst like this, and I will hold you in contempt.
I never made excuses. I just took responsibility and admitted to it, trying to be a better person.
Did you ever make attempts to ask for forgiveness from your victims?
Would you have forgiven me?
Answer the question.
You punched me in front of my daughter.
Answer the question.
What do I tell her?
Just answer the question.
No, I didn't.
So when you say that you have taken responsibility, you haven't actually done anything to atone for your past.
No.
So how can you say you're a better person when you've done fuck all to change who you are?
Because I've changed.
Therefore, when I punched you, I was punching the same individual who bullied me and made my life hell as a child. I just saw red, Your Honor.
This doesn't make any sense. You're just twisting things to fit your narrative.
It is the truth.
Your truth.
The judge slaps the punching bag like a gavel.
Gentlemen, we have seen enough and have come to a decision. The court of public opinion finds the defendant Roy not guilty of all charges. He is required to pay the doctor checkup, the total of which is £110 and 13 pence. The court now looks at the matter solved and will see no further evidence regarding the matter. Good day.
The judge leaves the stage.
You didn't have to punch me.
I did, and I'm glad I did. Tell her it's not worth it.
Sorry?
Your daughter. Tell her it's not worth it. But pleasant, though. I am sorry.
You are?
Yeah. I can finally answer the phone again.
I'm sorry too.
For what?
For introducing you to that sound.
That sound.
That sound like a...
Like a...
Not like in the movies.
Not at all.
Like a ping.
A thunk.
A weird twang.
A snap.
More of a pop.
Or a crack.
It depends on where you hit.
It's kind of like a...
Like a click.
Like a slap.
Or a snick. It's a beautiful sound.
Incredibly satisfying.
But worth it?
Maybe.
This is your 8-minute call, ladies.
Tonight is the night of the blood. Tonight, 3 of the most influential thinkers will be... Oh, hi. I'm sorry about that. I'm Alexandra. Alex, 2 X's.
Beatrix, 1 X. Just a minute.
Hi, B. Just a quick note. Remember to name the publishing house and the associates. It cost me blood and tears to get them on board. And keep it light, yeah? This is your chance. Don't waste it.
I just want you to know I am such a big fan.
Who's the host?
Haven't they told you?
It must be Emily Maitlis.
I am hosting the talk. They wanted a popular face.
You're a popular face?
I'm Alexandra. Alex, 2
X's. Yeah.
I have 4 million followers on Instagram. At Alex_cares. I do mostly Instagram, you know. Nowadays, it's all about the visuals.
I only use Twitter. Oh, excuse me.
Hi, me again. I'd also appreciate it if you didn't go into the Corbyn and anti-Semitism hole, or actually any other political holes that are not strictly... Just be clean, okay? You're representing all of us. Don't be aggressive. Okay, have a blast.
No, sorry, you can't use that because it's mine and my hair. You know what? I'll get you one. Do not worry. Here you go.
Thanks.
Women's issues are very hot at the moment. Women's reproductive health gets lots of views.
I wrote a book about that.
I know. My favorite, Women's Bodies, Cage and Nest.
This is my latest book. That's why I brought it.
Oh.
To talk about it.
Just the topic doesn't...
I came here to talk about my book.
It doesn't really match the...
Emily talks about hers every night.
Emily has like 441,000 followers. Why don't you talk about women's bodies?
I want to talk about this book.
If you had told them before, maybe we could have squeezed it in. Sorry.
This is your 5-minute call, everyone.
I love the chapter about cycles in Women's Bodies, Cage and Nest.
Sure.
It made me connect to my cycle, you know, like really feel connected to it.
I think audiences like to discover new books.
I can really feel how I transition through the seasons of my cycle.
If an author doesn't talk about her latest work, the readers get stuck in the past.
It is in chapter 3. First, you go through the winter. Then the spring comes.
The other book is from ages ago. It's outdated. It's from a different lifetime.
Summer comes, which is my favorite, and everything is at its peak, and you're ovulating and feeling like Beyonce,
And this book is fresh and current and urgent. I mean, it's not like my previous work.
And then the autumn comes, which is my least favorite season because everything annoys you and you have no patience, PMS and all that.
I think it's a milestone in my career.
Life also has seasons, like it's all cyclical. For example, I am in my summer now because I am at the peak. You must be in your autumn.
Pardon?
Because you no longer are at the peak.
What is that about? Who do you think you are?
Alex.
Yes, I do know your fucking name. Alex fucking Zandra with 2 X's. It's absolutely ridiculous. Listen, if I know how this business works, and if I want to talk about my book, I'm gonna talk about my fucking book. Frankly, I can talk about whatever I want.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Exciting. Going live any minute. Just please, please, please keep it cool, okay? Don't get too excited. Don't shout. And please don't swear.
This is your 3-minute call, ladies. Over 5 million people are tuning in tonight. Big night.
B.
What?
Help!
Tilt your head back.
Oh, I can feel it in my throat.
Oh, press your palate with your thumb, your hard palate. I'll get some tissue. Don't move.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
I am, though. I get a bit carried away.
Me too.
Yeah, but that's what I love about you. I'm always trying to do the right thing, the hot thing. It can just get a bit much. I'm worried about not being young anymore. What is going to happen when I'm no longer in my summer and I'm no longer the hot thing.
Here you go.
Thanks.
You'll be ready.
What?
When the autumn comes, you'll be ready. You won't have time or energy for those people and those thoughts. And it will be great. You'll only focus on you. One day, all together, you won't give a fuck. I used to be terrified and now I'm loving it. Do you want one?
Don't you worry about being invisible?
All the time. You just have to make sure you grab the space you deserve. I am going to talk about my book.
I know.
You know, it's the first book I've written in 15 years.
I know.
The first 2 were published immediately, and the editors loved them. And now?
Invisible.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something. Shit. Fuck.
What?
My script for the opening. Fuck.
Oh wow. Could this be it?
Oh my god. Could you actually give it a read?
Yeah, sure. I already have read it.
When?
It's a bit impersonal. It lacks heart, guts, a voice.
No.
45 seconds.
I can't go out. I can't go out like this.
Listen, we don't have time for bullshit. Tonight's the night of the blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want you to go out there. Alex, listen. I want you to go out there in this top.
What?
Yeah, in this top, and talk about blood. Your blood, as passionately as you were talking about your cycle just a minute ago. Okay? That's you. That's raw. That's a unique voice. I want you to do that. Can you do that?
Ladies, time to come out. We're on in 20 seconds. Let's go.
Okay.
Alex, we're gonna smash this.
Or is this any?
Daly answers without looking.
No.
Hey, we have to.
Daly reluctantly turns around and looks at the bottle in Satu's hands.
2003, Leona. Dropped it on New Year's Eve. Was his, that's why. Got it twice as hard as. Wore long sleeves for 2 weeks.
Daly walks to the door on the left and touches the knob.
Swore to never drown in the same bucket, yet here I am.
You got away.
Still, had to dull my senses. A drop won't kill. After that came the other stuff. It's a slippery slope, easy to fall, hard to rise.
I know.
Killed everything at the end.
Have your art.
Haven't been able to since my hand.
I'm here.
Daly turns around, looks at Satu.
Mean that you can, with a little bit of practice.
Daly releases the knob.
Thanks.
Satu nods, puts the bottle away. They start searching the room again. Satu picks up a baseball bat, stops and stares at it. Daly looks at her hand.
Own shit tons, but they rarely ask for money. Last one did though, probably why the hand is like this. But it never was just that. This fucking place made me remember. I laughed a lot. I thought I just cried.
Daly turns to Satu.
Found anything?
Suddenly, the lights dim. A record starts playing. A younger version of Satu is heard.
Stop it!
Children shouting and sounds of something being pushed around.
Please!
A school bell rings in the background. Sounds of something hitting.
It hurts.
A cry of pain. The record stops. Lights become brighter. Satu is still frozen in shock. Daly walks slowly towards her.
One of those again?
Daly touches Satu's shoulder. Satu screams and pushes her, holds up the bat.
Hey, put that down.
Don't touch me.
Told you it was not me.
You were there.
Calm down.
Weren't you?
Listen.
Admit it. You fucking...
Daly grabs the bat from her hands. Satu jumps, looks around confused.
What? Oh. No, are you okay?
Yeah.
Shit.
Satu runs to the left door, hits it with both of her hands and shouts, falls on the floor and cries. Daly stays quiet until Satu stops.
Better?
Satu nods, a moment of silence.
Sorry, that... I thought you were...
Daly waves her hand to stop Satu.
Don't.
Daly walks over to the door on the right, touches the knob.
Didn't hit you, but didn't stop them either. I was not any better.
Daly releases the knob, walks away from the door, closer to Satu.
Sorry for being a fucking coward. But what good is it to say now when it was then I should have...
It does matter.
Satu gets up, touches the knob, then walks over to the door at the back, repeats the action. She stops before the right door, hand lingering above the knob.
Back then, thought we had nothing in common.
I guess
You helped me once.
I did.
At the canteen. The ketchup on the chair.
Your jeans.
White, but you
Oh yeah,
were the only one to. I always remembered that.
you did.
Why?
Dooley does not answer immediately.
Had this 1,000-yard stare, never saw you smile. Thought maybe we kind of.
We're alike.
The scene opens and we follow the voice of Richie, a 13-year-old boy running from school to catch his bus. Richie is late, very late. We can hear his voice as he speaks to his dad on the phone. He is sweating and breathing heavily whilst also trying to entertain the conversation with his father.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to miss my bus if I don't hurry. Yeah, I know. I'll pick him up from school, don't worry. I haven't forgotten he's my brother. Yes, Dad, that's why I'm late. Sure, I'll try and cook dinner. Yeah, Dad, look, I really have to go, otherwise I'm going to miss my... Dad! I'm going to miss my bus.
Richie enters the stage as he arrives at his bus stop shelter. The sound of the bus doors closing is heard, and the audience hears the sound of the bus pulling away. Richie is looking up as he sees all of his fellow classmates on the bus. One of them opens the windows and shouts, "Fuck your mum, Ackhurst!" The sound of laughter is heard from the leaving bus. Richie raises his phone back to his ear. However, this time, the audience can hear his dad. Richie, can you hear me? Richie, did you get your bus?
Yeah, Dad. Yeah, I did.
Richie pulls out his wallet to find his bus pass and frantically starts to look through it, as he cannot seem to find it. As he is searching in detailed fashion through his wallet, he finds a picture of his mum and stops and stares at it. At the shelter, sitting on the bus stop bench, is Alex, a 37-year-old who is waiting for his bus. He has not only seen Richie running from his bus, but also witnessed the school bully call out his last name, Ackhurst. What he has also seen is that Richie has dropped his bus pass when walking. He goes over to pick it up and then walks over to Richie.
Excuse me, I know this may sound strange, but are you Tom Ackhurst's son?
Yeah.
I was in his year at school. I haven't spoken to him in years. Your mum must be Melissa. How is she?
She's dead.
I'm so sorry.
Isn't everyone?
Richie pulls the picture in his pocket and walks over to the bus stop bench and takes his seat. Alex walks back to his seat at the bench and a period of silence goes by.
You look older than my dad.
Excuse me, I'm 37.
You look really old, actually. Divorced.
Happily married, actually.
Mate, I've seen happier physics teachers.
Well, I presume they have stopped teaching Love Thy Neighbour at Catholic school then.
Look, I only went to mass because I thought the bread of Christ was going to be a tiger loaf from Lidl. So all that teaching is wasted on me. Pedo.
Did you just call me pedo?
Well, yeah, because you are.
Where have you got that idea from?
You're the one waiting at a bus stop the kids use. And you also look like that priest who used to work at our school.
I'm waiting for my bus.
You're also the one staring at a child running. Trust me, we had an assembly on it.
This is totally unacceptable and quite frankly rude. I'm sorry, but what is your head of year called? I'm filing a report.
Alex stands up and furiously whips out a notepad and pen and begins to note down.
His name is Hugh.
Hugh.
Janus.
Janus. Hugh Janus.
Richie is at the other end of the bus stop bench laughing to himself. Alex looking up from his notepad. Richie looks at Alex, who looks like he is about to react furiously. However, his angry face quivers and he laughs as well.
I'm sorry, sir. I had to. It's just been a stressful day, and the opportunity to take the piss was
Don't
just...
be so pessimistic. Oh, stressful day.
What?
Look, every adult will say it to you, and I know it may not seem it, but these are the best years of your life. Being at high school, spending every day with your best mates. Embrace being in education. It's the best time, I promise you. But after that, it's just taxes and kids and work. Having pasta dishes 9 times a week and watching the chase as you slowly sink into your armchair.
I meant what, because I don't know what pessimistic means. I'm in year 8. And anyway, how are Pacifics like 3 tests a week in algebra with Mr. Gallagher screaming at you when you thought x equals 2 instead of 3 meant to be the best moments of your life? School sucks. And you just don't get it.
Trust me, I know it may not seem it, but you're lucky. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't stress over maths tests. I would do things a lot differently. I miss being a kid.
As Alex says this, out of nowhere, we hear the sound of a bus pulling into the bus stop. Richie is indeed lucky, as his bus has arrived ahead of schedule instead of being delayed. Richie gets up off the bus seat and runs down stage right. He stops himself just before he exits.
I'm sorry if... I just...
No. Me too.
As Richie exits, we hear Alex's phone ring. He lets it ring for a minute before reluctantly answering the call. It's his wife. As this happens, an old man with a walking stick enters from downstage left.
Hello? Yeah, my bus is delayed. Yes, I'm aware that we have a baby on the way. You know I have to work late. But because... Yeah, I'll be home as soon as I can. But what do you mean that that's not good enough? I'm not raising my voice.
I love you.
Yeah. Love you too.
Felix trips over his walking stick and falls to the ground, and a heavy thud is heard. Alex turns around and rushes over, helping the poor old man up.
Jesus Christ, are you all right?
Name's Felix, but I'm flattered. I'm fine. Happens all the time. When you get older, your balance seems to disappear. 30 years of carrying a marriage on your back tends to wear on the joints, I think.
Well, I know the feeling.
Yes, I did over here.
Oh.
So let me guess. You had to work late? No, you don't like being in the house, so you choose to work late. But there's nothing to do. You sit at your desk, checking tomorrow's weather, reading about politics. Your back hurts from sitting at your desk all day, sending emails. The office chair isn't comfy, and that 9th cup of coffee you've made has gone cold again.
Do I know you?
No, but I can tell from meeting you that you're not really enjoying the way life turned out. Correct? Well then, if I were you, I'd start putting my wants, needs, goals, and most importantly, happiness above my marriage and family life. Your happiness should not be at an expense, but a priority.
No disrespect, sir, but I just don't see it being as simple as you make it out to be.
And no disrespect to you, sir, but there's your first problem. You've made excuses before seeking solutions.
What if the solution is impossible to achieve? I've just met you and you seem like a great man, but you're not the first, and you're not going to be the last person who will tell me how easy it is to simply pack up my life and leave everything for my own personal interest. So of course, I would rather be sitting on Bondi Beach with a cocktail in hand. But when you grow up, you learn that sometimes that childhood perception of the future just isn't realistic.
My professor said to class once, "How heavy is this glass I present to you?" And he held the glass above his head, you see? All the students shouted out answers as to how much they thought it weighed, to which nobody in the class was successful. He revealed that the weight of it depends on the length of time as to which he holds the glass above his head. If he holds the glass for a short period of time, the weight of it will seem light. If he holds and keeps the glass above him for a long time, it will seem a burden, and therefore heavier.
I'm not
It's
sure.
something you have to work out for yourself. It took me 80 years to work out, and every day I regret not taking the advice I've given. You've got time, but you don't want to end up for the next 40 years eating your 9th pasta dish of the week watching The Chase.
How did you...
You're not special, Alex. Every British mother makes a bolognese or a lasagna once a week. And that's the problem. You could be special.
Large one-room studio. Lights slowly begin to fade up, revealing a man who is sat up and wide awake. He's wearing pajamas. The man could be anywhere between the late 20s to mid-30s. He has the awkwardness yet fragility of someone who has experienced failure and rejection one too many times. He goes by the name Brian.
Sash, you awake?
No answer. There's clearly someone beside him, but the covers are pulled over them.
Do you think I can be manly? Like, do you think I could be someone who could take control of a situation? Like James Bond, all right, well. To be fair, we are both experienced in using weapons of mass destruction. I did not mean that, you dirty cow. See, that is why I love you. In a world where I'd otherwise be considered as a Ned Flanders, you see me as James Bond. To be fair, the first letter of my name is the first letter of James's second name, so we are practically of the same calibre. If only my name wasn't Brian. We better make some breakfast then, my dearest Sasha. Big day today.
Queen's I Want to Break Free blasts out from 20 seconds into the song. In a series of exaggerated and erratic movements, Brian jumps out of bed and flicks his slippers off. He flings open his wardrobe door, pulls out a pair of black trousers and steps into them. He then grabs a black shirt and slips into it in one smooth motion. As the lyrics begin at 42 seconds, Brian runs and split jumps across the space, with his arms extended above him. Throughout the next series of actions, he takes short moments to jam to music in pathetic dad-style dancing. He has a carelessness about him. He races to the fridge, pulls out the milk, kicks the door closed with his foot, and then flings open the cupboard for cereal and spoons. He places everything on the small round table, which is covered with newspapers, pens, and a rotary dial telephone. He moonwalks back over to the wardrobe, pulls out a pair of heels, which he slips into. As he stumbles his way over to the chest of drawers, he adopts a cliché femininity with that of a 1950s housewife, which he revels in. He grabs a pair of yellow rubber gloves from the drawer. He dramatically flings off the duvet from the bed, which reveals a life-size blow-up doll lying there. She is blonde with big red lips and is wearing a silk slip dress. She is known as Sasha. She is Brian's partner of 4 months. He delicately places the gloves on her, kisses her hand, and kicks his heels off, putting them on her feet. A red lipstick is standing on top of a small table next to the bed. He picks it up and paints Sasha's lips with it. In turn, he does the same to himself. Gently scooping her up, he romantically runs and twirls with her towards the kitchen table. He pours the cereal and milk straight onto the table and begins eating off it. He reads the newspaper. After about 5 seconds, the music abruptly stops. He tosses the paper aside.
An announcement in the paper. Little brother's getting married. Let me tell you now, Sash, the boy is a fucking idiot. Oh, pardon my language. He's hard of learning. He's waxy and muscly, and that's why he became a soldier. A war hero, it says here. Really, he saves one tiny village from an explosion, and suddenly he's branded a war hero for life. It's like when my mother turned my bedroom into a music haven because Arnie had learned how to play hot cross buns on the piano, and for the rest of our childhood she'd refer to him as her little Arnie Mozart. That was the only classical pianist she knew, and about as imaginative as her mind could stretch. How am I being rude? Bitter? Yes, I'm bitter. I mean, who isn't bitter towards a sibling who was otherwise known as God through the eyes of a parent? He could do no wrong, Sash. My mum was obsessed with keeping the house clean, and if any mess was made, no dinner or school for a month. But of course, if Arnie would spill something, then it'd be, Brian, get your fucking Nancy boy shorts and wipe that shit up with them. Or Arnie knocks over a vase. Brian, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can't you fucking see straight? Glue it back together, you fucking idiot. Yes, that is exactly what happened, Sash. And when I was younger, Arnie would lie to my mother. He once told her that I referred to our stepdad Jerry as devil's spawn, when all I actually said was he resembled something of a bag of crap. Far less sophisticated, but I think you can agree, somewhat less rude. So anyway, of course she believes Arnie over me. Her and Jerry make it into this big thing, and in the end I'm sleeping on the hard floor for the next 3 months. Jerry loved that, I'll tell you. A fucking free-for-all. And he called me the bum boy. Sometimes I think that she knew. Listen, Sash, you are now my family. I don't need anything else. I'm happy. Just hold on 1 sec.
He begins dialing a number on the telephone. It goes straight to voicemail.
Hello, mummy dearest. Me here, your blob of spunk. Anyway, seems as though the Spice Girls are doing another reunion tour. What do you think that would be called? A re-reunion tour? Or maybe, oh God, please stop? Either way, very exciting. Anyway, just thought I'd call to tell you, Sash and I are getting married. I haven't asked her yet, but I have a sneaky suspicion she's going to say yes. Careful not to jump for joy, mummy. Not with those ankles anyway. Okay, so... Oh, I saw Arnie was getting married too. I imagine a joint wedding will be more cost efficient. And yes, mum, you can buy us a joint gift, you bloody tight ass. All right, well, speak to you soon, mummy. Bye-bye.
Brian slams down the phone. He closes his eyes and deeply inhales. His eyes snap open as his mouth widens into a big toothy grin.
Did you know? It's me and mummy's anniversary, Sash. Yep, nearly 100 unanswered voicemails. That was 99. How very exciting. How do we celebrate for the big 100, you ask? Well, fear not, my dear. I have thought of a glorious idea.
Brian gets up and goes over to the kitchen. From the drawer, he pulls out a machete, a gun, rope, gloves, and a black balaclava. He senses that Sasha is scared. He walks over to her and crouches beside her chair.
Hey, Sash, look at me. Everything's gonna be okay. Okay, it's just me and you, baby. Everything else is background noise. We're in this together. What am I doing? I'm doing what should have been done a long time ago. Don't you see? You think this is wrong because it's what you've been groomed to believe, but I promise, they are not good people, Sash. Nasty people don't deserve to be here, and I wish, Sash, I wish there was another way. I wish the system hadn't failed me. I wish they sorted it out for us, but they haven't, and I can't live like this anymore. I can't.
Brian gets up and sits at the table. He is ruminating.
Not a single day would go past where I wouldn't dream of running away. There was this lake not too far from us, beautiful lake surrounded by these full, thick trees and barley, something out of a book. I would dream of the day I was free enough to float in that lake for as long as I damn well wanted. I would drift wherever I was meant to drift, and I would wind up someplace new and be reborn. I would not look back. I would have a new life. I'd find a beautiful partner such as yourself, and we'd start a family, and kids just fucking everywhere. But it hasn't happened that way, Sash, and I have to accept that. And all I can do is take back some control. I have to. Listen, Sash, we are going to be just fine, okay?
He gives her a big kiss and hugs her. He darts towards the bedroom, grabs a duffel bag from the bottom of his wardrobe, and begins putting the equipment inside. He then places a balaclava on Sasha. He's about to do the same to himself, but he takes a moment to look around his apartment. He is still. He is scared. Before he can change his mind, he puts on the balaclava, darts towards Sasha, picks her up, grabs the duffel bag, and exits the stage. The lights gradually dim to show the passing of time. Brian's apartment is now dark and empty. Silence. The phone rings. It goes to voicemail.
Hi, Brian, it's me. It's Mum. I just got your message, and the others. I'm sorry, I don't really know what to say or where to start. Things haven't been too good here recently. Jerry's in the next room, so I can't really... I need to speak to you in person, Brian. I would really like to see you. I really would. Would you like that? I know there's a lot that can't be changed. I'm so sorry, Brian. I'm so sorry for the way he treated you. I'm really sorry that I didn't...
We hear a loud crash in the background.
Hello, Mummy.
She screams. We hear Brian cock the gun. He shoots. Non je ne regrette rien begins to play. We hear the massacre take place as the stage descends into darkness. Blackout.
Lights. There is a small dining table mid-stage with 2 seats. It is 10 minutes to 1. You can do this. Yes. Hello, my name is
Greetings. Welcome to the Was It Racist or Paranoia hotline. I hope you are having a fantastic day. For the daily scoop of It Was Definitely Racist articles, say the number 1. For the daily scoop of It Was Just Paranoia articles, say the number 2. For further inquiries, say the number 3. For a submission for clarification, say the number 4.
4.
For a song to cheer you up, say the number 5.
4.
You said 5.
No, I didn't.
DAWN, be happy, dusk till dawn, woo! Sponsored by the Smile Through the Pain, because that's life and life is shit, but it has been this way for a long time and others are much more than you, so don't complain so much, program. For a repeat of the song, say 5.
No. 4.
You said 4. Please hold the line while we connect you.
Greetings. Welcome to Was It Racist or...
I already heard this.
Sir, ma'am, whoever you are, however you identify, these are sensitive topics and we have to follow strict protocols. Please let me finish, or our vital institution may be viable for several lawsuits.
Okay. Sorry, I just thought...
Greetings. Welcome to Was It Racist or Paranoia hotline. I hope you are having a fantastic day. You have said 4, which means that you have a submission to clarify whether if something has happened to you or something you saw was racist or paranoia. Do note that this is a serious accusation. As a result, we will need you to complete a set of forms, including the incident report form, your personal details form, your medical history.
Medical history for what?
You will also need to complete a form for your declaration of income, the declaration of your family's income, the particulars of your household, a scan of your national identity card, a scan of your passport, a reference from each and every one of your past employers, references from your previous landlord, certificates and report cards of your past education institutes, a urine sample sealed in a plastic cup we will provide, a DNA swab of the inside of your mouth on a DNA swab kit we will provide, and last but not least, a non-disclosure agreement. This will be sent via mail to your house by 3 working days. Please do wait 3 more days for our further response.
Don't you use email?
If there aren't any questions, I...
Wait, I just need to ask about...
Thank you so much, goodbye.
Wait,
Apologies. We are closed. Our phone lines are only open from 1200 hours to 1300 hours daily. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.
What? Oh. Hello? Is this a response team? Oh, finally, I've sent in all the forms. Can we start the process now?
Please recount your story again. We want to cross-reference your story with the forms you have submitted.
Wait, again? I have already... Fine. Okay. I'm a Chinese man, okay? Living here for a while now. 2 weeks ago, I was walking when a man on a bicycle came towards me yelling, fuck your mother. Okay, fuck you and your people. Fuck you and your fucking virus. And he was white, moderately built, had a black windbreaker on. The bicycle was black, I think, and
Who is this man? When you say Caucasian, how much percentage of Caucasian is he? 50%? 75%? Is his sister Caucasian? Is his brother, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother Caucasian? What does living for a while mean? Have you been living here 2 weeks, months, years? Are you truly Chinese? How do you know that his jacket was black? Are you colorblind? Are you sure that this truly happened? What is color? How did you know that the color of his bike is black? What is freedom? Did you have freedom? Did he have freedom? Was he free to say what he said? Can we trust your story? Are you sure you are telling sure truth? Sure telling sure truth? Are you sure you're telling the truth?
Two people are sat on respective couches facing the audience. They are preoccupied by making themselves comfortable.
Right, so this is me.
And this is me.
Yep, we're old pals, aren't we?
Yeah, sure.
Well, this is me.
And this is me.
Right. It's been a while.
But it's cool. It's chill.
It is. Laid back.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Hasn't it?
I don't know how long.
I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah. Strange. How have you been?
Good.
Yeah? Me too.
Yeah. Good.
Well, not much new.
No, it's all very the same.
Yeah. Guess you could call it insanity in a way.
Day in, day out.
Can't complain.
Nope.
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 Right.
Right.
How's life?
You look well.
Thanks. Been sleeping a lot.
Can't complain.
Nope.
Nope.
You look well too.
Are you surprised? You do nothing.
But isn't it so nice to do nothing?
I can't complain. It shouldn't be.
Can't complain. I guess it isn't always. I just feel like I'm just this someone floating around.
Well, I guess that makes me anyone floating around. Tough?
Isn't it? Can't complain.
Nope.
Nope. But it is getting a bit tough.
Day in, day out.
Yeah. It's, well...
a lot of you, me, us.
I mean, yeah, right? You're supposed to, I don't know, just be so, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
It's like there's this pressure, you know, to turn like shit into diamonds.
That's gonna take a while.
Oh, not saying that I got loads of shit to deal with, but...
No.
No.
Nope.
Nope. I guess it's hard to articulate.
Isn't it always?
I feel like a cat. Yeah, a cat. There's this one room in which I live. There's my water bowl, my food bowl. There's where I shit and piss, and that's where I sleep. There's a floor, a ceiling, 4 walls, and there's a door. The door remains firmly shut, though.
Well, why don't you just open it and leave?
I could. And I guess I do from time to time. I don't really want to, though.
Sleep, eat, and piss?
Repeat. I know that's what's behind the door. It's all familiar, but so unfamiliar at the same time. It's like a hurricane. It's so loud, it's heavy, it's sad. It's so much. It batters my senses.
It's so loud.
Some's good. A lot's good.
A negative plus a positive still equals a negative.
Sleep, eat, piss, repeat.
Friends?
Yeah, but...
Weird.
Isn't it all? I can turn the TV on. The cat couldn't. Small freedom. Some have it worse. I do a good job of pretending. Ask anyone.
Are you asking me? Anyone? No one's here. Surprise.
I do sometimes think I'm a tiger. I can eat what I want, when I want, and piss where I want. I have those days. During my last Tiger Day, I applied for 7 jobs. I cooked a healthy dinner, one with more than 3 ingredients, you know? I even attempted to learn a dance tutorial on YouTube. I never do that. Tiger Day.
Well, why don't you just simply choose to be a tiger?
I guess I don't feel like a tiger most of the time.
Well, I don't think most people do. I don't. I think most people are tigers, just without stripes. When we decide to leave our homes with the 4 walls and open that door, we paint on our stripes. Throughout the day, our stripes get smudged and less defined, and at some point or another, we have to rush back to our 4 walls on our litter box before anyone else realises that our stripes are fake.
Wouldn't everyone just realize that everyone else's stripes are fake?
You'd think so. But I think everyone's too concerned with their own stripes to realise and look around.
I guess that I'm so used to not having to paint on my stripes now, I don't know that I can do it convincingly anymore.
Have you tried not painting them on?
No.
Well, what's the worst that could happen?
I could get into a cat fight. They'd eat me up.
Yeah, I'm not sure tigers eat cats. Here. Yeah, not appetizing.
All right. I get it. All right, here I go.
Tiger Day.
No matter where you go, always on my mind. I could be alone, but you're never far from sight. As far as we go.
Forever, boy.
Who's it about?
Same as usual.
Not a big fan of whiskey.
Then push it over. I'll try to manage both. Well,
Are fictitious at best, like the rest?
maybe I wouldn't take such offence from the Mercury Review if it wasn't the most honest thing I've written all year.
You haven't written anything all year.
And you haven't visited me all year. Another. Nice to see you, James. Cheers.
And you, Isaac. I'm sorry, Lana will be a little late to dinner. They've kept her behind on executive business.
Oh, executive business. Who knew 6-month apprenticeships resulted in such esteem, John, as at Santander? Maybe if I had left my finances in the capable, experienced and learned hands of Lana, I wouldn't be selling off my poetry to a second-rate publisher in Manchester by now.
Maybe if you weren't so bitter, I'd visit more often.
Touche. Is that with nature or nurture?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Who is he? Wouldn't you like to know? I've told you before, I wrote those poems in the same way Moonpig writers write down meaningless fractures of vain devotion for people too senile to collect their feelings into a few words for a card that ends up in the bottom drawer until the next spring clean. They were a commercially viable way of using my natural language so that I could one day afford to not think about love in that way again.
Or, in any way to begin with, it would seem there must have been someone, Isaac. You can't have lied to the adoring masses.
Well, I presume the adoring masses that you speak of are
14-year-old girls that felt Ruby Cording quite matched the visceral patter that sung so naively from the heart.
We agree to disagree.
We cannot disagree on how I felt when I wrote poetry.
We just did.
Touche again, you're a roll.
Another?
Can I ask you something? When did you become so boring?
When I got engaged to Lana. At the same time, you hung up your social graces so that you could live like some hermit in solitary confinement. This is the problem with you lot. You all reckon you have to live like a 19th century romantic so you can really get into your vocation. Well, I say bugger to that. Go out, have a laugh. We have Tinder, for fuck's sake. We've got vegan duck.
Oh, vegan duck and a fucking command. Christ, well, that's me told. Remind me to write that down. It could be a bestseller.
Really, Isaac, go out and live your life. You're not a religious man. You believe when it's done, it's done. You believe that this very moment is the last time you'll ever get to experience the present as we know it. Don't you want more than to wallow in whatever or whoever you've lost?
I'm not wallowing. I'm grieving. The difference. This is entirely natural for someone that is so deaf in front of his eyes no less than a year ago. I'm living my life to the fullest that anyone could in my position.
Is that what it was? Is that what happened?
Not everyone who dies is gone entirely. The death of a manifestation of the character in one's eyes is as painful as a physical ending.
Oh, I don't know whether you're torturing me or yourself. You should grieve less and live more.
As long as he sits beside me, I'll forever be reminded of you. Tell me, do you remember the first time that we met?
In town. The library building. You were doing a reading and you pulled me to one side after the party.
What was the first thing I said?
Well, you must be drunk. It's not like you to slink into the past.
Oh, go on, amuse me for once.
You told me you'd never seen someone look so bored at one of your shows before.
Your face looked like a slapped arse.
I was enjoying it, enjoying you.
But did you enjoy any of the poetry, or was it too affectatious even?
Blazing love in temperature heat, greetings before their spirits meet. Furious flames of 1,000 fires, they dream this moment will never die.
Summer.
You didn't release that one.
I didn't want the bastards to have it. Some work still means something.
He was alive at that point then.
The beginning and the end.
Was it all of his character that died, or just the bit that you cared about?
When a rotten apple sits amongst the right ones, they will eventually catch the rot and join the former's fate. Would you like to know how that poem ends?
I remember how it ended.
No. You remember the lie. The ending that I told wasn't real. I made that up on the spot. As I said, I didn't want the bastards to have it.
Well, what was it?
The truth.
I mean, the poem. How did it end?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, you are torturing me. Just when I think I understand you, snatch the crumbs away. Either that or you wipe them under the rug. It'll start to build up underneath there soon, Isaac. Hope you don't mind me saying, but this place isn't exactly the Ritz, is it? Everyone you know seems to have moved on with their lives. Michael, do you remember him? Yeah, the band was doing the rounds at the art bar in the academy. They say it'll be up for a Mercury Prize soon. Izzy, she's in London, been there for 7 months and is already the co-cultural editor of Harper's. My work is being recognised in circles I didn't even know existed last year. Do you know what they all say about you, Isaac? Do you know what I thought when you appeared out of the woodwork and invited me here? Everyone still wishes they could be as fantastic as you were. I wish I could be as beautiful as you. In there. I don't ask you who it was that done this. Out of intrigue or with the plan to return to London with gossip about the great poet that never was. I ask because I'm fueled with rage. I ask because I want to kill him, Isaac.
Unrequited this love may seem. Passions don't heed one man's dream. Two souls together keep the embers aflame, one heart disconnected, beating, but lame. Summer. I changed it last autumn. It was the last thing I'd write for almost a year. I removed it from the book. We all act in this life, in this work, in this vocation. A good actor takes a script and makes it his own. The script was all around me, with family, with friends, with you. When you truly feel love, when you understand it, when it's taken away, that is indescribable. How could I write of love anymore when at last I had it? But I didn't really have it. Because the man I love set his eyes on someone else and offered them eternity.
I proposed to her last September.
If I've spoken out of turn, allow me to get another drink and we can wait patiently until Lorna comes. We can have the formalities of a dinner, rest assured that when it is over, this conversation is over with it. If I haven't, let me tell you now that that beauty you thrust upon me, whilst it may never have indeed been for me, absorbs into every fibre of my body. That flame, whilst you may never have been the flint, burnt with more fury than I care to put so sublimely as it fell. You consider me an academic. I am no such man. I am someone in mourning for what never was. I sit in a fire that extinguished long ago. Affectatious, maybe, but as honest as I could be without flying too close to the sun.
You have spoken out of turn, Isaac. Now I'll do the same. Burn that ending in the flame that I rekindle here and now. It is false. Nothing you felt was yours to feel alone, but we don't live in a world that would be so accepting of that relationship as they are of the mirage of me and Lorna. That love is fantastic for the window, but when the curtains are drawn, such love does not exist in my heart for another. For you. If you were beautiful because I thrust it upon you, before I took it away when I went down on one knee for my dignity, allow me to thrust it upon you once more.
Casting by order of appearance. Archie Fresh Out of Fucks, played by Harris Albar. Dave Mart, played by Isabel Sutherland. Market Worker, played by Polly Wilson. And Chesney Duxback, played by Maya Leon. Read this, don't be evil. The lights come on stage to a degraded marketplace, bringing a large green and rundown sign at the top of the stage that says Buyer's Exhaust into focus. There is one market worker in a tattered apron below and multiple bits of broken tech on the stall surfaces. It's silent, but for the faint, solemn dripping of a loose pipe and the market workers tinkering with the tech. Three friends can be heard approaching the market from the wings. Their names are Archie, Dave, and Chesney. Archie has a disgusted look on his face. Dave is tense, and Chesney has a vacant smile. The market worker grabs a tablet and awaits them.
Yeah, it's definitely seen better days, this market.
Jesus Christ.
We'll have to give you an update on your device if you wish to use this market. What device do you have?
Is it safe to get a market update?
Safe as any other.
Archie pulls up his sleeve to reveal a watch that's etched into his skin on his wrist.
I've got one of the Google watches.
Archie offers his wrist that holds a watch to the market worker. The market worker holds a tab over it and taps at the tab for a couple of seconds. The lights flicker. Archie looks suspicious.
That's you all done?
Archie goes to sit down at the table. Dave is next, and gestures at his head. The market worker grabs a small net with lights from the stall and places it over his head. He taps at the tab for a couple of seconds. The lights flicker, and Dave tears it off.
Oh, what the fuck?
Sorry about that. It was just a little shock.
Dave, annoyed, joins Archie at the table. Chesney offers the underside of his arm to the market worker, revealing the same watch as Archie has.
You have a neural net.
In order to get into university, I had to get an update from the watch. I didn't have a choice in the matter. We don't have a choice in the matter anymore.
Well, you can just avoid it completely.
Well, fucking hell, I've tried that before and I fall behind with people. It becomes harder to find a job.
Ah, the technophobe's nightmare. You're phobic because you've got a wondrous device in your pocket. It's a device that has more answers than your school does. We'll be living on fucking Mars soon enough.
If you don't see the problem, then you'll be travelling to Mars with politicians' fingers in your mouth, fish hooking you through space, and plonking your tall arse on a salesman's fist. Look at your arm. It's inside of you, listening to your heartbeat, stealing your sound from within, and they're in my head. They're in us, observing and manipulating us.
You're crazed, aren't you?
You've not had an update in a while, so our info is a little bit behind on you.
Dave scowls at the market worker and looks back at Archie.
Let him see, I've got nothing to hide. These advances can't just be ignored, they save time.
I'm sorry, but the last update didn't download properly. We'll have to try again.
Convenience? It's convenient to have salesmen in our heads. It's convenient to have twisted politicians seeing our thoughts.
Sir, if you don't update, you'll have to leave.
You don't really think they do that, do you?
There's sexy Russian babes in your area, sir. Update if you want to meet them.
I know they do. They've literally admitted to doing it. They've gone to court because they do it. We know that any sense of democracy has been sold to the highest bidder. No conversation is safe. No movement is true.
Sir, sexy Russian babes. Update now or leave.
Fuck, man.
Fucking update and calm down.
Fine. Do what you have to do and just fuck off.
The market worker quickly grabs a net and places it on his head. He taps at the tab again. The lights flicker for a prolonged period and Dave lets out a scream as he tries to get the net off his head. The lights blow out, marking the end of the scene.
We're in a garden of sorts. Georgia enters holding a quiche and an envelope. Thea's wrapped up in fairy lights.
Hey, Fee.
Oh, wow, Georgia. Oh, wondering who was here, all bloody ready. Oh, so, how are you?
Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, got a new job.
Oh, that's exciting. A new job, new city. Must feel good.
Yeah, I guess. How about you? How you doing?
Good, yeah, good. I mean, at the moment, right busy, I guess, but in general, okay.
Yeah, good. I thought I'd come a bit early to offer your hand in setting up.
Georgia starts to unravel fairy lights.
Thank you. So, what's life like? Down south, then?
Yeah, it's good. Living with nice people.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Clean.
Cleaner than you, I'm sure.
Where are these going?
Good question. Probs over the washing line. Take an end each, and we can just vibe it, I reckon.
Sure.
They hang the lights together.
I thought they'd have turned you into a proper rebel by now.
Nah. You spent long enough doing that. I'm rebel resistant.
Must feel good to be somewhere new, though, away from here.
I guess so, yeah. Missing you all a bit.
Oh, yeah, right. But you've barely got time to even think of us.
I don't know.
I was going to move. I always meant to. I always said I would, didn't I?
Thought you were going to go to uni.
I was. I used to count on the days at school and everything. I was needed here, though.
I was a bit jealous of how too close you two were, you know.
Wasn't enough, though. Were it?
You're still going, you know. You'd be good at it. You were always much smarter than me.
Oh, too much to do around here now.
They look at the lights.
Grand. It'll be right.
This is looking amazing, Faye. It's really got the spirit of Lorraine's bonfire night to it.
Yeah. I don't think I really realised how much work Mum used to put into this.
Good old Lorraine.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Lorraine, I got you.
Quiche. Oh, quiche Lorraine. Thanks. You could have just brought a bottle, you know.
I know, but it's like your mum always gave us.
Probably not the best time to tell you it's going to be a vegan event. You know, untwist on the soiree. I'm kidding.
Fiona tries to hide the quiche behind some hummus.
You know, I didn't think you'd actually come. I just mean, it's a long way and all, and, you know, just didn't.
I wanted to come.
Oh, you should have seen what they were saying about her in the press, G. They barely mentioned.
I'm so sorry, Faye.
Oh, please, honestly, stop. I mean, not that you can blame him. Stupid twat didn't even have a licence.
Do you remember that time she stuck chocolate fingers up her nose when we were kids?
God, yeah.
And you kept daring me, Pip and Dale, to go and get him.
Yeah, and Pip won.
Yeah, she's so quick with her hands, though, like proper sneaky.
All right, a bit homophobic.
I'm not saying lesbians are sneaky. Oh, come on, that's not even a stereotype. I'm not a homophobe. Oh, for fuck's sake, are you taking the piss? God. It's such a classic flea move.
Oh, don't call me that.
Oh, whatever. You're not the one who had to eat him as a forfeit.
No, I hope that's how they remember her.
What? It's not a chocolate finger woman?
No, well, I mean, yes. Actually, definitely. But no, I mean more like that way. That version of her. Do you get me?
Yeah, I get you. Look, I'm sorry, Fee. I should have been there, here, with you. I should have just come home, at least for the fucking funeral, if not longer. It's just I got so caught up with...
Gee, man, it's fine. It's not like you live here anymore.
I mean, it's not fine, though, is it? It's a bit shit, really. Like, I know I don't live here anymore, and we've not been, that close for a while, but...
Oh, look, I don't blame you for not coming, like. I mean, who wants to celebrate the life of a drunken fucking maniac? She could have hit a kid.
No, that's not why I didn't come. Oh, God, Jesus, no.
It's fine, you don't have to lie to me, G. I get it, I do, it's just shit when it's you.
Oh, Fee, please. Your mum will always be the legend she was to me. She was like a second mum. No matter what stupid or horrible shit she's done. She's family.
Yeah?
Yeah. And God, I know I've done some horrible shit I regret. And I'd like to think that you wouldn't let that change your memory of me.
I guess so. Shouldn't be comforting that, but, I mean, I certainly fucking hope you don't think of me as the worst things I've done.
What do you mean? As the girl who shagged my boyfriend when we were 15.
Might have been me. I mean, I'm sure we can both vouch that really wasn't worth it.
It's a comment, really. Never got round to it.
My bad.
Disgusting.
Says the woman who didn't show up to her childhood best friend's mum's funeral. Sorry.
Nah, fair. I don't think there's going to be out of my life that I regret more than not coming home. I know it's not an excuse, but my housemate, he had this big event on the same weekend, and it one or the other, really. And if I could go back in time and do anything, the first thing I'd do is go yell at myself and go home, you twat, and be with Fee and making the wrong choice. But the thing is, I don't know how things are. It doesn't really feel like home, not yet. And I've really been trying to make it work, and I thought maybe it's because I'm still holding on to it, and I've been distant, really, but now I feel like I've lost it too because of all that.
How long have you been rehearsing that?
Shit, it's not obvious.
Oh, gee. Obviously, it was a bit pants that you weren't there. Like, you knew her almost as well as me, and yet once you were my entire life, but you're not anymore. I mean, I had friends here around me like Pip and Dale, who may a bit idiots, but I went alone, and we've not even really been best mates or even close for ages now, 3 years, yeah. You knew her best probably, and I really wish you had come, I do, but I get why you didn't. I mean, I've had 8 months to think about it, G. You've moved on from here, and we're all excited for you. Bitter a bit about it, to be honest.
Right.
Not that we're not still friends. I think we are.
Yeah? G and Flea back together? I'm glad I'm here now.
Me too. God, do you think anyone will actually come? I mean, apart from Pip and Dale and the old gang. These nights were huge. Loads of people came around here.
Of course people will come, you silly goose. Your mum's bonfire nights were legendary. Yours will be too.
Thanks.
Quite similar,
Oh, so people tell me. Probably absorbed it all from spending so much bloody time with her.
Georgia hides the envelope under the quiche. This is actually a vegan story, isn't it, Faye?
Yeah, kinda.
Quiche for one it is then.
I think Dale likes quiche.
Why do we even call him that? He's called Chris.
Shit, Chris is a way better name for a lesbian than Pip. We should be calling him Chris. And lesbian Chris.
No, I think we should call him Pip and Straight Pip in the name of progression.
Pip and Great Pip, did you say? Oh, that's awful, G. Pip is great as she is, honestly.
Oh, no, for fuck's sake, no.
I was starting to regret saying that we were still friends.
That's not what I said, and you know it isn't.
Oh, I'll have to tell her.
Oh, such a prick.
It's my moral duty.
You're a bullshitter.
You know, G, you sound proper southern now.
Ah, fuck off.
Scene 1. Jim, an 18-year-old who has a Cockney accent, is lounging on his front room sofa. He has a hoodie on. Owen, his 18-year-old boyfriend, starts knocking on the door. He is also wearing a hoodie with baggy jeans and speaks with more of an urban London accent.
Sup, bae?
Jim suddenly has a graphic intrusive thought about stabbing Owen to death, which is shown to the audience. He panics and gasps.
Go away.
Jim, what's going on, fam? Are you okay?
Jim continues to see the thought.
If I don't let him in, I can't kill him. If I don't let him in, I can't kill him. If I don't let him in, I can't kill him.
What? What the hell's going on?
The thoughts keep going, and Jim keeps crying and breathing heavily and frantically.
Please, no more, no more, no more, no more.
Out of nowhere, Owen kicks the front door down, and upon seeing him enter the house, Jim runs behind the sofa.
Don't come any closer.
All right. I promise. Man's staying here. Now, what's going on? What's all this about?
I can't. You'll never forgive me.
Don't be stupid, blood.
I've been having these horrid thoughts. I don't think they're real, but my head keeps telling me that they are.
What kind of thoughts?
Thoughts of me killing you.
Right. Okay. Just relax, take some deep breaths, and make sure you answer all a man's questions. I'm not going to split up with you, yeah? How long has this been going on? What do you think has triggered it? What happens when you have these thoughts?
They've been going on for months, but I've got worse since lockdown. I remember they first happened when we were having dinner with Mum. I suddenly envisaged stabbing you with the knife I was using. I quickly put it under the serviette so I couldn't hurt you with it. My rational side says I don't really want to do it, but there's this thing, this anxiety that I feel like I can't control. It takes over everything, and it tries to make me believe that it could be true. What if it is?
Well, I believe you, G. But if you can't even step out from behind the sofa, that's peak, and you need help. I saw a therapist called Jane when I had PTSD after the sea. I've still got a business card. Take it.
Owen gets the card out of his pocket and passes it to Jim, who takes it.
I'll go, but make sure you ring that number.
Scene 2. A computer Zoom screen is turned on, and we see Jim and Owen on a Zoom call in each other's bedrooms.
So, what did Jane say?
She said that these thoughts are all actually OCD.
But you're messy, blood.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. It turns out I have this type called pure O, where you can get intrusive thoughts of the worst things imaginable, followed by hidden mental compulsions to get rid of them. So for me, the thoughts of killing you are the obsession, and the compulsions of things like shouting no, 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 and hiding the knives and not being able to see you.
Obviously, while we're here.
Because it's not good to flood someone, yeah. So like a person who has to flick a light switches 80 times, I have to build up seeing you again.
Well, I'll be here for as long as man needs you.
Thanks a lot. I'd rather talk about something else for now, though, if you don't mind. Something happier.
I get that. What else has been happening?
Well, I've been singing in the bath so much, the young kid in the flat above us thinks I'm a ghost.
Oh no, G. You've traumatised her.
She's lucky, though. I mean, what kind of ghost prances around singing Dancing Queen, young and sweet, only 17?
My guy, only you could do that. That's what I love about you so much.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Jim has a violent thought of stabbing Owen in the neck with a pair of scissors that are on his desk. He performs a compulsion and violently throws the scissors across the room and starts heavy breathing.
Oh, God. Why does this happen to me so much? Look, after a while, it'll all be too much, and you'll want out. I can't say I'll blame you. I'd rather we split now and remain friends than get really hurt a few months down the line. It'd be better for both of us.
Better for both of us? Better for both of us? Man, you are my life. You saved my life.
I know, but...
What was I thinking? Going out surfing when the tide was that choppy? I was drowning, struggling. To get out that last breath, I was dying. Then I see this madman G rushing into the water. I mean, he nearly drowned too. I saw his face of a prince, that yellow SpongeBob top. And you, wrapping your arms around me, telling me it will be all right. I was numb. I was in shock. But with you, my world was suddenly okay. You never gave up on me, and I will never, ever give up on you. Man's begging you. Please don't break up with me.
Owen puts his hand out to Jim on the call. Jim, distressed, ends the call, and the camera switches off on the laptop. Scene 3. Jim is stood outside Owen's house 2 days after their Zoom call. He knocks on the door. Owen arrives and opens it.
Hey.
Hi, babe. Listen, I don't want to come close. Let's just stay at the door.
Cool, G.
Sorry for cutting you off like that. I was emotionally drained, but I shouldn't have done it.
It's okay. We all do things like that sometimes. So, apart from sorry, what else have you come here to say?
At that moment, Jim has a violent, intrusive thought about strangling Owen. He goes to put his hands in his pockets as a compulsion until Owen stops him.
Whoa, G, whoa. Right, what would Jane say?
Don't perform compulsive behaviour, accept the thought as there without challenging it.
And that's what you're going to do now. Get those hands out of those pockets and talk to me. What did you have for dinner last night?
Last night I had pizza and garlic bread. What about you?
That's it, my guy. I like it. I had spag bowl with Parmesan cheese.
Oh, stop it. You know that's my favourite.
Especially at Bella Luna.
Oh, don't.
Jim laughs, then suddenly has an epiphany and puts his hand up to Owen, indicating he stop.
Hang on. The thought. It's gone. I didn't react to it and it disappeared.
I told you, G.
Jim pumps his fists in celebration and jumps in the air, but on his way down, his ecstatic face suddenly deflates into one of new panic.
What if it's not OCD?
What?
Surely if it was OCD, I'd be compelled to do the compulsion. I'd be constantly anxious, going through the same thought over and over again in my head. What if I actually am a killer?
Again, what would Jane say to that? She'd say, don't try and answer the question. You saw what happened just now. You refused to engage with it, and it went away. Treat every kind of those thoughts like it. There will be easier days, and there will be harder days, but we will get through this one day at a time.
Jim looks at him gratefully, nods his head and hugs him tightly. Scene 4. On a winter evening 6 months later, Jim and Owen are both wearing onesies. Strictly Come Dancing is on the television in the background. Jim is lying across the sofa and Owen is in the kitchen.
Come on, you're going to miss him.
Who?
Harvey, the one you fancy.
Oh, coming.
Owen rushes into the front room and jumps straight onto Jim's lap, and Jim hugs him.
What a feeling, having my arms around you on a cold November evening. There's no other place I'd rather be. And I'm eternally grateful for every second like this I share with you.
Accidentally, the Queen song Love of My Life starts playing on Jim's smartphone. He goes to stop it, but then all of a sudden smiles and has an idea.
What is it?
Jim puts his hand in his back pocket, which contains a wedding ring. He gets on one knee and starts to propose to Owen.
Oh my God, no way, G!
You know, the ironic thing is, I wouldn't have been able to touch this 6 months ago.
He points to the sharper metal section of the ring.
It would have been too sharp. Owen, you are the love of my life. There's no one else that I want to spend every second of every minute of every day to the end of time with. Will you marry me?
Yes! Yes, of course I will.
The line of love of my life. When I grow older, I will be there at your side plays as Jim and Owen share a tender, emotional kiss.
In for 3, out for 3. Come on, Will. You can do this. It's just an introduction and a speech. shouldn't be anything too difficult. It's all right, I guess. Hi, my name is Willow Ray, but Willow or Will is fine. I'm 22 years old, and I've been auditioning for a while, but this is my last year auditioning because I made a deal with my parents that if I don't get in this year, then I'll be changing careers. The speech that I'm doing is from a play called I Hate Hamlet. And while I'm babbling, I look out into the second row and there's this guy, a kid, like 16, obviously dragged there. And I just wanted to say, hey, kid, I'm with you, but fuck, I know it. Oh, come on. Aha!
An alarm starts to ring. They check the time and realize they're going to be late.
Oh, no. Oh, come on, not now. Oh, fucking internet. Oh, come on, please. Oh, of all the times to not fucking work.
They hear a noise, snap back to their screen and see they've joined the call.
I'm sorry about that. I was having some technical difficulties.
Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello?
Hi. Hello, I'm here. I'm really sorry about that.
Is anyone there? Hello?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Oh, hello. I will be auditioning you, and we have another member of staff moderating in the background.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I hadn't realised I was muted.
Okay, shall we get started?
Okay. I'm ready. Should I introduce myself?
If you must.
Hi, my name's Willow Ray. But Willow or Will is fine. I'm 22 years old, and I've been applying for a couple of years now.
Pleasure.
I'm going to be the speech I'm going to be doing is from a play called I Hate Hamlet by somebody Rudnick. Paul Rudnick. Should I start? And while I'm babbling, I look out into the second row. There's this guy, a kid, 16, obviously dragged there. And I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say that it's hard. It's really fucking hard. And I want this. No, I need this. And how dare you? How dare you dismiss me like I'm a dot in your shoe? I've worked so hard for this. This is everything I've worked for. And you won't even look at me.
We'll be in touch.
The stage is dark. Concrete walls leading to concrete floors. Metal pipes are beyond the ceiling that are visible, but you can droplet falling from the pipes onto the floor. It smells like a bastardization of the smell of rain and wet concrete, with a hint of blood and ink. It's dark, damp and disgusting, and there are 4 Nazi posters, all slightly different, spread evenly across the walls. They are worn from time, but still clearly visible. 4 women, all dressed in white nightgowns, are standing slightly upstage with 4 naked baby dolls, which resemble them. The women are lit by the light of the stage, while the babies are lit by individual spotlights. They are stood in order from stage left to stage right, C, M, D, L. M, C, and D are playing together at the start, all sitting and discussing the rules of play. L is sitting in the corner, staring at them.
Don't rush me.
I think we should play it.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Great.
I can be it first, if no one else wants to be.
M looks over at L.
Should we ask her to play?
She doesn't want to play.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know.
Okay.
M has a plan. The girls play a game of it together, passing it between the 3 of them until M is it, and decides it's L.
It!
Go away. Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is me.
I don't want to play with you guys.
Why not?
I don't want to. I don't have to explain myself. I don't want to play.
Okay.
Pause.
Do you want to sit with us?
No. Do you want to sit with me?
Well, I'm playing it.
Never mind.
M looks back at C and D, who are now sitting, signing back and forth about all variations of cats, not debating or arguing, but instead swapping facts.
They've stopped playing it now anyway.
Okay.
I'll sit with you.
Okay.
Do you think he'll be here soon?
I think he will.
What do you think he'll choose?
I know that he'll choose me. To be Aspergic, I mean.
How do you know if you haven't been diagnosed before?
I just know that he will.
But you can't know for certain.
I know that I have a better chance than others.
L looks pointedly at C and D, who are now arguing through time the ethics and difficulty of nuclear power stations.
Why?
Because I'm me. I'm what they want.
Why?
They'll want you too.
Really?
Yes. Probably.
So it's not certain.
You've got a better chance, and they want to keep some of us.
Why?
We're useful. More so than them.
Why?
Look at them. Can't you see what's wrong with them?
M turns round to watch C and D, who are now signing up why communism is a great idea, but also why it fails.
No.
You must be blind. He's here now, anyway. He'll choose well.
A spotlight appears downstage left, and they all go silent. It moves slowly towards baby C until it's directly downstage from her. Blood very, very slowly begins to ooze down over the post from the far right of the stage. C and D stop signing and watch as Asperger's spotlight stands in front of C's baby. They stand up slowly and walk over to the spotlight. L and M say watch you from a distance. L yells across the stage to C.
Looks like you're being judged first.
Shh. D tries to peer around to look at Asperger's clipboard, which is not visible.
He'll take the right side.
He looks back at C with concern.
We knew that this was going to happen.
C looks at D with a look of defeat and heartbreak.
Me too. For both of us.
M looks at L, confused.
He's taking the wrong side?
No, he's taking the right side.
I don't understand.
I knew this was coming. I hope you don't.
They press their left palms together, not a high five, but acknowledgement of the pain and suffering to come, an emotional connection displayed physically.
Why is he taking the wrong side? The right side, sorry.
Because of what she is.
Autistic? I thought he would say she is Aspergic.
She's autistic because she can't be Aspergic. Aspergic people have to be perfect.
What's wrong with her then?
You know, you've got eyes.
C's baby spotlight turns off.
I guess that's it.
She shakes her head, choosing to move on from the moment of the pain and onto the next focus.
He's going to choose you next.
Asperger's spotlight moves just downstage with Dee's baby. Blood very, very slowly begins to ooze down and over the post in the centre left of the stage.
It doesn't matter both ways. It doesn't matter. He's ticking. I'm sorry.
Dee's baby spotlight turns off.
I'm sorry.
Dee bobs her head, a small and repeated sort of nod, self-soothing through stimming. Asperger's spotlight moves from Dee's baby to just downstage with Elle's baby. Blood very, very slowly begins to ooze down over the post from the far left of the stage.
He's looking at you now.
It's okay. I know it'll be okay.
I can't see what side he's ticking.
He'll be ticking the right side. The right side for me, I mean. What?
Elle gets up and moves towards her baby, but stays at least 2 meters away from C and D.
He's ticking some boxes on both sides.
No, I should only be taking the right side.
He's not. I'm sorry.
Shut up. You don't know anything. Neither of you know anything. Hey, can you look for me, please?
They are closer.
I don't want them looking. I want you to look for me.
Oh, okay then.
Em stands up and walks over to C and D, standing close to them, looking.
Side is the...
Shut up. I want her to say.
I don't know which side is...
Figure it out.
But they...
Figure it out.
It's difficult for her.
Stop. Please just stop.
Elle grabs Dee's hands and holds them still. Dee looks at Elle with fire in her eyes, matched by Susan anger. Being rude is one thing, but physically getting involved is a step too far. C moves around to confront Elle as Elle speaks.
Do you not realize how distracting your stupid little hand things are?
C stands next to Elle and firmly removes Elle's hands from Dee's, moving her by the wrist without force or harm.
Don't touch her.
I'll do what I like.
He's ticking more on one side than the other.
Elle breathes a sigh of relief, now ignoring the others.
I knew it.
That's the same side that he ticked for me and her. Her and I.
Can't you just stay quiet?
Oh, he's ticking the wrong side.
No.
Elle's baby spotlight turns off.
Sorry.
No.
I think you're going to the same place as them.
I can't be.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not happening. It's your fault.
Elle is gesturing at C and D.
I was too close to you. I shouldn't have been put into the same room.
Stop it. You've now been decided now. Now shut up. I'm the only one left now, right?
Elle, now no longer the centre of attention, moves to the corner of the stage, sulking with a rawness that shows her true upset behind her bigotry at her diagnosis.
Yes.
What the hell?
Star a love tray, a love tray. Nice to see you, sis.
Sorry, I thought you were someone. Hang on, aren't you supposed to be at uni?
Back for the free food. Oh, and your lovely face.
Of course.
Which you would have known if you'd been home to answer my calls. 6 o'clock on Sundays, Max. It's not that hard.
I know, I've just been a bit busy recently.
Busy enough to forget your one and only little sister for 2 months. A whole 60...
All right, I'm sorry. I am. Honest.
Sure.
I know my face is lovely and all, but you're very dressed up for someone who's visiting home.
Well, Dad's got his award ceremony in a couple of hours.
Dad? An award?
Yeah, of course. It's for his commitment to social justice within the community. Oh, he's so excited.
First I've heard of it.
Oh, come on, you must have. He hasn't stopped talking about it on the phone.
Yeah, when was the last time you spoke to him?
Like always, Max. Sundays at 6.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Well, budge up then.
There ain't gonna be enough space for the both of us.
Oh, just like old times, eh?
How's uni then?
Yeah, I can't believe you still have that thing. It's almost as old as I am.
Yeah.
Remember our mini parties in here? It's MCD and her big sis DJ Maxie in the house, coming at you live with bath time special.
Bath time special.
And then Dad would kick us out every Sunday, 12 o'clock on the dot, listening to radio
Invicta.
That's the one. You can always hear him singing from the front room, always getting the lyrics wrong. Push the radio over, would you? I can't really hear.
Yeah. You hungry?
But you never ask. Have you managed to find anything yet?
Well, I had an interview with that new outfitters down the road a couple months back, yeah.
Over the phone?
Yes, and they absolutely adored me.
Humble yet still sounds employed.
All right, miss, my future's bright, all educated and shiz, just 'cause you go in university.
I'm not.
What do you mean you're not?
I'm not going.
D, are you serious?
Maxie, you don't know what it's like.
You worked so hard, proper slaving away for hours on end from that desk.
I know.
Falling asleep on your textbooks?
I know, and that's what I thought I wanted. Education, education, education. That's what Dad always said, right? That's the key. I told him about the offer. You should have seen the look on his face. It was like there was this light in his eyes that could never burn out.
He was proper proud. Couldn't stop telling everyone, my daughter goes to Oxbridge.
I just couldn't let him down. I just couldn't. And then I get there to uni and feel like a fish out of water. Everything. Sipping on this white wine glass full of Kantian Machiavellian wank, that thinking they can change the world from some shit they read in a textbook the night before. I'm tired of trying to dilute myself, to make myself palatable.
You're just homesick. It'll take time.
Maxine, you don't get it.
Devin, I do get it.
Maxine, you don't know what it's like to be away from home, so please.
I got kicked out, D.
What?
Dad kicked me out. So yeah, I do know what it's like.
No,
probably.
No, he wouldn't. You probably just left. You always had a flair for the amateur dramatics.
Devin, me. Wow.
It's true. Remember
when? Always lamenting over the past. We ain't kids no more, D.
And you're still acting like one, all selfish and stubborn and sitting in that bath with stupid radio like you're 10. I mean, if he really kicked you out, then why are you still here?
Because I missed him. I miss him, D. I want my dad back. I can't get him back. I sneak in, I sit up in that bathroom like we did when we were kids and try to find him in this. The only thing I have of his. Because every single song that plays, I can't erase his fucking shitty getting the lyrics wrong to every bloody song singing from it.
Just apologize for whatever you did, and I'm sure.
You do nothing, D.
Maxine, seriously? You're willing to risk everything, every bit of joy, your whole living situation for a bit of pride?
I ain't got none. I ain't carrying nothing, D.
You ain't carrying nothing, then just apologize to him. Things can go back to the way they used to be. Just tell him that you're...
I'm seeing Andrea.
What?
He saw me with Andrea a couple of months back, sometime after you went to uni. I invited her over. I thought Dad was out. We just sat on my bed holding each other. It was the first time I felt proper held, proper supported, you know? Then Dad walks in, forgets his keys or his wallet or whatever, sees me, face drops, like everything he once knew about me was lost. He flips his shit, breaks my shit, tells me I'm shit. Effing and blaring at Andrea, tell us both we're gonna go to hell. Cries that God never wanted it. Asks, God, why am I being tested like this? Why? I'm still here. I'm still the same. I'm still here. But it's like anything I said came out like white noise to him, fizzing and broken. Next thing you know, I'm standing in the middle of the road, cradling this fizzy thing, surrounded by my clothes sinking into puddles of rain, my record smashed and floating in potholes. When I look up to the window, he closes the blind before I even get the chance to say please, or even bye.
I'm so... I didn't know.
Don't, it's alright.
It's not. I'm an actual shitbag.
Yeah, you fucking are. But you're my sister shitbag.
I'm so sorry. You know, looking back, I always thought your crushes were a bit weird growing up. I mean, Noel Edmonds off Top of the Pops.
What? His hair's proper nice. Proper wow. Like, how does it hold itself up like that?
I don't know, probably hairspray, a bit of hair gel.
See, this is why you're the one who goes uni.
I'm not going back, Maxie, I can't.
Of course you can.
Why don't you just stay here? We'll explain.
Don't you think I've tried?
But maybe it'll be different if we're doing this together. Where are you staying?
Just with a couple of mates at the moment till I can get my feet off the ground.
Do you think you'll come back?
Shouldn't you be heading off? You got a ceremony to go to.
I don't feel like it no more.
He's expecting you, Devin. You should go.
You'll be back, right? 6 o'clock on Sundays.
I'll see you, Dee.